touching me, touching you. Help me out. Oh, Canada. Good times never seem so good. Oh, Canada. Good times never feel so good. I'm feeling fine.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for your attention. My name is Kim Sutherland. I work with the Street Culture Project. I'm here with my friend Lois.
And I'm part of the Your Time group.
And this is an extraordinary partnership between two nonprofit charities, being Your Time, which works to empower young women, and Street Culture to empower young people in a completely different way. The cool thing is we can work together thanks to people like Carl and Sandy and all of you people here, and there's no competition between us.
Well, the name of our organization is Your Time Women's Empowerment Foundation. It's all about empowering young women to enable them to complete their education, join the workforce. We call it Your Time because it basically addresses menstrual needs of young women in school.
Touching you. Oh, Caroline. Good times never seem so good with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Love you.
I just want to first thank Carl and Sandy for hosting us tonight. They have hosted events here so many times over the past. Thank you so much for having us. Carl, and thank you for brainstorming this Hawaiian luau and for all of the effort you've put into it and the passion. And thank you to all of you for coming out and supporting us and just having a great time tonight and having a great party together. It's great to see everybody.
I've been throwing a plug then for Lauren Wakelam and his team of professional servers. They're good for any occasion. They are our bartenders and servers this evening downstairs. Big round of applause. Where's the guy with the beer? There. He's a happy guy. Thank you. I'd also like a special thank you to JC Realty, a very generous donation, and Michael Beach is here. And finally, Rock Creek Tap and Grill. Fantastic food, the appetizers. Thanks to you all for the food. I think they'll probably hear us downstairs. A round of applause for our caterers.
Thank you.
So the first project that we started with was with Street Culture Kids here in Regina, and we had Diva Corporation. They contributed 100 cups to the Street Culture Kids. The nurse practitioner at Street Culture Kids distributed 100 cups to Street Culture Kids that are in part of the program, and they had tremendous success. All of the cups were received really well, and they were used, and now there's going to be some follow-up with that project.
And our mission is to help girls and women who are living below the poverty line to live full lives without the burden of having to find money for menstrual products. It's a really different topic, isn't it? It's not your everyday coffee table conversation. No, it really isn't. But we have a simple plan, and we are making that plan, putting that plan to work in the world. It makes a huge difference in the life of a woman. It makes a difference in her family. It makes a difference in the life of a young girl going to school. Why do we care so much about this one topic? Well, we certainly aren't just doing it. We certainly aren't just doing it because it's fun to do. We're doing it because there's a huge need. You might not think there's a big need, but there really is. And the more research we do, we find that it's a bigger need than we even thought. Large numbers of girls around the world, they stay away from school because of the fear of staining, not having the protection they need, so they're leaking. They are humiliated. They stay home instead of going to school. They're missing their education. This is happening not only in Africa, India, other places around the world where they're impoverished. It's happening right here in Canada. And actually, the stats in Canada are astounding, and I think we'd all be surprised by them. We certainly have been. But here's the good news. We can do something about it, and that's exactly what we do. So that's why we exist. Since 2017, we have distributed over 1,200 cups. I think our numbers are growing. We're probably up to about 1,500 cups. We have done that solely from fundraising. We have hosted events like this. We have had a few other events that have supported us that we've been involved in, and we've been fortunate enough to gain some funds. But the cup costs about $40 here in Canada. So we have projects happening around the world. We have a project in Malawi, Africa. We have India. We have women here in Saskatchewan who are receiving the cup. We have projects with the University of Saskatchewan, with the University of Regina, and we've really made some good grounds there. Most importantly, we are giving dignity back to women. That is what we're all about. That's why we do this.
We don't talk about it. And even as women, I don't think I've ever talked about it as much as we've started talking about it. I'm over 40. But we all have young girls in our lives, and we have to have those conversations with them. But we didn't talk about it because it was icky. Like, it was just something that happened, and it wasn't embraced as you're becoming a woman. But in saying that, I think in those developing countries, that was a scary thing to become a woman, because the men then saw them as they're ready to join in a relationship. These girls are 12 years old. They're not ready. And the men would see that, if there was an issue, if there was a girl bleeding, they would be like, it's time for them, to be involved with a man, and it's not. And these girls would stop going to school for that reason too, is because they've got an issue and they don't want to be seen like that. So missing school isn't an option in our minds, and we want to give these girls an option all around the world if we could, and it'd be a great goal.
Menstrual cups have been around since the 1930s, which is pretty amazing, because I don't think any of us ever heard of them before we started your time, and probably most of you haven't either, but they've been around for a really long time. They're reliable, they're reusable, they're safe, they're economical, and they're environmentally friendly. You can use one for up to 10 years. We have proof of that, and we have women using them for up to 12 hours, which is safe to do. So you can change it twice a day, which is pretty phenomenal. Menstrual cups, they make a huge difference in the life of a woman. A girl who wants to learn, to go to school, to play, to live out her childhood. For an impoverished woman, the cost of hygienic products, they're not within her reach, and she is sacrificing the needs to purchase food for her children, clothing for them. She's going without to provide for her family. It's happening all the time. It's a daily occurrence. Providing her with a free cup is without a doubt a life-changing experience. It's life-changing for her. Promoting what we're doing is, it means the world to us. It means the world to us to just have you here and have your audience tonight. Thank you for that. Thank you for your consideration of our foundation, of this simple gift that we are giving for free and what we're trying to do. And on behalf of your time, thank you so much for sharing your time tonight with us.
I tried carrying the weight of the world, only happened to have two hands.
I'm going to switch over to street culture now, why we're here and what you're supporting. And it's very similar, because sometimes we're involved in fundraising and we're using that money to keep our lights on, to keep our vehicles moving. This is an exception. We're going to split this right down the center with your time, but the funds that you may donate tonight first are 100% charitable donation. You'll receive a charitable receipt for 100% of the donation you make. And what we've done is a bit different, where with Lois and your time, they break it down to the cost per cup. What we do is we're working on a new program called WHAM. WHAM stands for Workplace Help and Mentoring, and it's a construction service. The fellow wandering around with a bit of a beard and an orange lei right up there, his name is Jesse Warren. He's a journeyman carpenter. He left the construction industry to move into the nonprofit sector and work with young people. Under his guidance, young people can start accumulating their time towards apprenticeship in carpentry. But that's not what tonight's about. What we're looking for tonight, and I'm going to call up a couple of our current colleagues who started because of the funds you gave last time. So we've created a team of mentors from the group that we hired with the last funds that we raised through the Sasktoberfest. Tim and Cody, who you're going to meet, both are my colleagues, more importantly, my friends. They are both family men with wives and children and contributing citizens and community members. They began with us, as I said, as participants. They are now staff working with other kids. Yeah. Real quick, tell them where you've been for the last few years and what happened that you're with us now.
Since I was 19, I've been incarcerated. I'm 25 now. When I first got out of jail, it was a struggle to live the life I live now, right? Because there's so many things and people holding me back. And then I found my way to street culture, and it's good. After my first couple days, I felt like I've been there forever, and they're showing me skills like nobody else would hire me, man. And they just took me in, and they were good to me and made me feel wanted. And then now too, I get to work with youth, right? And that we're in, because I used to go to shit like this when I was younger, and now I get to work with kids in the same kind of situation, right? And I can be the friend to them, the kind of friend that I needed back then, right? And I don't know, it's really good.
Thanks, Tim.
I was unemployed. I was not really up to the best behaviors, but
That's a nice way to put it. I wasn't up to the best behaviors.
yeah, sure. Just.
What's it like now?
Oh man, life is good, man. It's so good. I wake up every morning, I go to work, I enjoy everybody I work with. My leaders, they get right in there with us. They help us. If there's something that we struggle with, man, they get right in there. They help us. Like, we built the fence just the other day, and man, the homeowner that built us, he kind of gave us a hard time, and our leader stepped right up, back their play, man. And it's like, man,
Right on.
Man, you guys, man, the support is just, it's amazing here, man. It's like, man, a year ago, I was in a really bad place. I really was. I didn't like waking up every morning, man. And like, just, it's such a difference. And it's only been a year, man. It's crazy. These guys are amazing. They work miracles, straight up.
Thanks, Cody. Tim, is there, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring to your attention that we bring young people in, and everyone who works for street culture gets paid. Other than those doing fine option, they're paying back in a different way. But our people are not volunteers. They are tax-paying citizens, even at minimum wage.
Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it bestest. Nothing's gonna stop it but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some and learn some.
How'd you feel after your first job?
To my first job, man, it was crazy. It was just a shed we built, but at first it was just wood. I never built anything. I never had a job really before street culture, and like we built this real nice shed out of just wood, and it was just such a good feeling, like of accomplishment, seeing that, you know. And it's good, and it's not even just that about street culture too. It's like they really help you in your community. Like, they give us like bread, and I take it home every day and I give it to my neighbors, and I eat it myself, right? And it's good to help people out, and just like they gave me a lawnmower, man. It's like my whole neighborhood uses that lawnmower now. But it's a good feeling knowing you can help people, right? Like, and it's just from people helping you, you can help so many others.
This cannot wait. I'm yours. There's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours.
It's really special to see the amount of change that comes from one event, one evening, and how much it affects an entire year and a lifetime of people as a whole. And so as we see thousands of youth in our community, and we also see thousands of women in other countries, it's all made possible because of events like this one. And so when I showed up at Street Culture 5 years ago, I was very naive to what I was getting myself into. But it really changed my perspective of what we have going on within our city. but also the potential that we can have worldwide. So I'm very grateful to have had the time that I did at Street Culture, to have connected both with the people within it and the connections that I made outside of it, and the many, many youth that were influenced based on events like this and supports that happen right here. So thank you for giving me the chance to chat about it, and for you guys being here tonight.
Our time is short. This is my fate. I'm yours. Thank you. Yeah. He was like.